What is the roadmap to starting modeling and keep on modeling? How does somebody go from I've never done this before, I don't know what I'm doing, to starting and then keep on modeling for a long time? You should want to know this. You should want to know the roadmap of starting and continuing modeling because this is an industry where the average career length of a model is 1.5 years long. Now, that might seem like, oh, it's interesting, kind of like a little fizzle, but you need to know a little bit more about that. 1.5 years, the average model is shooting less than 3 times a month. That's You're pretty much looking at 2 shoots in 30 days time throughout the year. So in a year and a half, you're not really getting much work. You want to know the roadmap because that downtime where a lot of people go into the valley of despair, you want to be confident that what you're doing, if you keep on doing it, it's going to work out. That way, when you're in between shoots, you're in between bookings, you're not beating yourself up, you're not feeling down, you're not questioning everything. You know, it's just a matter of repetitions and keep on pushing because you are on the right road. You're on the right path. You need 2 points, 2 important points. You need to know where you are right now and where you want to get to. That's how a map works. That's how GPS works. That's the way that they're useful. You have to know 2 points. Where am I now? Where do I want to go? We're going to get into that here and we're going to help you so that you know what you're doing and what you continue to do and just recycle, rinse, repeat is going to work out for you. It's just a matter of repetitions and time. Now, if you aren't already in our community, come join us at school.com/pose to profit. The Pose to Profit community, it's folks coming together where we get lessons, we have courses, you have connections to people, industry, career professionals that are sharing insight. You have direct access to these folks where you can ask questions. We have live Q&As, a lot of good stuff in there. Again, school.com, that's school with a K, school.com/pose to profit. Now, before we get into the good stuff right here, right now, if the pace that I'm speaking is totally easy for you, save yourself some time, be efficient, bump your speed up to 1.5x or 2x speed on this video so that you can just get through this and get to taking action. We're all about taking action here. So, in a previous video, the how to be a model, the two must-haves that you have to be a model, I boiled modeling down, paid modeling down to two things, to two buckets, let's say, desirability and skill. Now, everything we cover in this video, there's going to be 6 steps. Everything we cover in this video is going to fill one bucket or both buckets. Everything in this video, 6 steps fills either one, either desirability or skill or both. So, number one, pictures. Your portfolio, it's made of pictures. You need to be taking pictures. If you're not taking pictures, you aren't adding to your desirability because you're not showing people what you look like. You're not showing people anything. You're not showing people your range. You're not showing people anything that they need to see to desire you. So you need to be taking pictures. You need to be adding your portfolio. This feeds so much because every time you take pictures, you're getting practice, you're getting repetitions. And a model's job is to be able to perform on the spot with whatever the job calls for, whatever the client needs for the shot, to get the shot angles, feelings, emotions, and emote that through the camera lens. That's your job. The more reps you do, the more photos you take, the better you get at that. And you're stacking up evidence for yourself that you can do this, that you are good at doing this, that builds confidence in you. You need these reps. So you need to be taking photos all the time. At the end of this video, I'm going to break down in an example, which will hopefully piece this together and shift your brain a little bit in how you look at photo taking in the world of modeling. Doesn't matter what type of modeling you do, body part modeling, fit modeling, fitness, whatever. This works across every single style of modeling. Now, at this point, pictures, portfolio, you're getting your reps in, you're learning how to pose better, you're trying different modeling styles, you're doing different test shoots here and there, and you get to practice, practice, practice as non-option for your roadmap to becoming a paid model. You absolutely can't get into paid modeling and keep paid modeling without repetitions. It's just not going to happen. You have people who are stunningly beautiful, and that's great, good for them. This course isn't about being stunning and beautiful and whatever it may be. This course is about strategy and skill set and just being able to lay something down, execute it, and see the results come. That's what this is about. Get your photos. Bonus points if you're already if you're already modeling one style of modeling, let's say you're in it, you're doing it, you're a lifestyle model, you've been doing this. Well, bonus points for you if you start taking some test shoots and creating shoots on your own to try body part modeling. See if you can start hand modeling and capture things in a nice way. For example, if I wanted to model this bottle, does it look better as a hand model if I'm here? Or this angle of the wrist, or this angle if my fingers are spread? There's so many little details there. So if you're already modeling, try a different category of modeling because it's just going to open up your book for more work, for more bookings for you. And you might figure out that you love one style more than another. You might love a different style than you've been doing. And that's fine. That's great. That's how we grow. That's how we grow through our career. So always be taking pictures, adding to your portfolio. Number two, agency applications. At this point, you've been taking a bunch of photos, you're kind of developing a portfolio. And even if you don't really know how to curate a portfolio, which we'll get into, and you'll see that in our school community here, if you don't know how to capture a portfolio, that's totally fine because that's, again, a teachable skill. And that's something that we can replicate, right? Before you iterate. How can I put this? You don't have to have an agency to be a paid or a successfully paid model. You don't have to. Having an agency absolutely enhances and opens up a lot of doors, and I don't know. It gets you a lot of options for work that you otherwise wouldn't have. One of the things I love about having an agent is that I can just go about my business. If my marketing package, if my portfolio and everything is up to date and it's good and it keeps on feeding itself, I don't have to be doing anything to actually be getting booked. So while I'm sitting here creating this course, this video right now, there might be booking casting directors, booking agents looking at my portfolios and saying, oh, yeah, we want to book him. I might be getting work right now while I'm doing this without me having to give time to exchange emails and try to coax somebody into hiring me. Having an agency is a beautiful thing, in my opinion, especially if you find a beautiful, strong, healthy fit for who you are and the type of person you are. Because many different agencies are different, different agents are different. Not all agencies are the same. So it's optional at this point for you to try and basically get signed with an agency to send in some applications to agencies. Optional. You can still get booked without being signed to an agent. So it's optional at this point. I go number one, portfolio, number two, agency applications. This is if you're really hungry to try to get signed with an agency and if you want to just kind of go all in on this thing right up front. That's great. But you don't need this. There's still a way to go about it, which brings us to the next one. Number three, access and visibility. This is where access to you and the visibility of you, this is where casting networks come in. So there's like casting networks, Casting Frontier. There's a lot of different casting sites out there. If you create your profile on the right sites and you do this properly for yourself, what this does is it puts you into, let's say it's a flowing river of fish and you're one of the fish in this river, and somebody that wants to book talent is sitting back fishing. Maybe they have a net and they could just scoop out whoever they want as they swim by. And you joining the casting network, it's basically putting yourself in that water with all these other fish so that somebody could say, oh, as you swim by your portfolio, your page, your headshot, your profile swims by, they could snag you and say, that looks like close enough of a fit for what we want for this coming shoot. So let's send them a message, right? That's kind of how this works. You get a casting profile set up. You now are more visible to folks that are looking for someone even closely related to what you have to offer. What I mean by this is if there's 10 bullet points of your your casting director, what they're looking for in a person, like I want the height to be between this height and this height, I want the skin tone to be this type of skin tone, I want them to look ethnically ambiguous, or I want them to look completely Southeast Asian, whatever it is. They have these metrics that they say this is what we're looking for. There's 10 sort of bullet points that they're after. They might set it to say, if somebody has just 6 of these, put them into the pot. Put them in, let them audition, let them submit for this role, and then we'll audition them, right? So this is how you get into that realm for them. You have a casting network profile set up for yourself. And now you're in the mix, and you can set it up to auto alert you for anything that you're even closely connected to possibly fitting a role. You could also set it up to never alert me, and I don't want all these emails, because you will get a boatload of emails for opportunities even without an agent. Now, social media, I'm bundling this in with number three as access and visibility. Social media, do you have to have social media to be a paid model? Absolutely not. No, you do not. However, it is valuable because in the last, I don't know, 5, 6 years, let's say, probably 6 years ago, a lot of these casting sites, casting networks started including social media links on your profile. So you can list your Instagram on there, and a casting director or whoever is looking for whoever, the producer, whatever, they're looking for talent, and they'll scroll through, and maybe the shoot that they're working on, they really, really want a highly sought after, a heavily followed influencer for the shoot. They can scroll through and they like your image, they like your headshot and all that stuff, and then they can even filter by the following size. So I want someone in between 50,000 and 75,000 followers. It's going to filter out everybody that doesn't fit into that category. So they can go through and select that. That's great. It's not all shoots, not even close to half, I would say, are driven by your social media following. You do not need to have social media, but it does help, because put yourself in the shoes of somebody looking for talent, right? I can go through, I'm seeing pages and pages of faces here, and I'm scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. And I've been doing this all day long, and I'm looking, and I'm getting tired. I'm blinking heavily. And then I see somebody and I spot them. I'm like, oh, they look decent. If I go and they don't have social media, I don't have any more evidence that this is a person I would like to work with. I just have their profile, their casting network, their portfolio. That's all I have to go on. But if they have social media, even if they only have 37 followers, I can look at their social media and I can go, wow, I really like the vibe this person puts out. For whatever it is that we're shooting, they seem like a great fit. Now you have a boost in the evidence that you would be a good fit for their shoot because of your social media, no matter the following size you have. So, for access and visibility, your casting profile and social media does help. Not required, but it does help. Number four, submit, submit, submit. You have to be submitting. You need to get reps in, whether this is in-person auditions or self-tape auditions where you're at home, and sometimes an audition, they might ask for the photos, just your headshot, a selfie, the profile shots, and then full body shot, whatever it is. They might ask for these images to be uploaded along with a quick little a slate, a video that just says your name, and if you're with an agent, what your agency is, and then maybe your height, your hometown, and then they'll throw in something like, tell us a fun fact, or tell us a story, a trip you went on last year, or a trip you're looking forward to going on. The whole purpose behind that is for them to get a feel of who you are. What type of personality does this person have, right? So when you're submitting to all these opportunities and you're getting reps in on auditioning and the practice, the skill of auditioning, the better you get at this, the more confident you become, because you're building confidence that I can do this. A tape comes in, I can get it knocked out like that. I'm understanding, how do I need to set my lighting up? Where should I even shoot this self tape? What background do I need to have for this? What outfit should I have for this role that they're auditioning for? All these things, right? It it can't be cheated. You need reps, period. It's like anything else. You just need to get reps in. So if you get quality reps in, it's good. You need to be submitting all the time. You submit more, especially in-person things, but even remote auditioning, even your virtual, you do it at home, you send it in. Some of these people that are in charge of hiring models have been doing this for a long time in their career, and they still have a long time to go that they're going to stick with this. The more times you submit, the more times they see your face, the more times they see your face, the more times they realize, oh, this person is serious. They're committed. They're still here doing it. That's terrific. And then if they haven't given you a shot in 3 years, 4 years of you doing it, maybe today's the day. They're like, yeah, I have a personal minimum. I don't book somebody that hasn't been doing this for 4 years. And then they go, boom, right after your 4 year mark, they go, ha, there they go. Put them into the pot, put them into the pool of people that we want to cast for this thing. So always be submitting. You have to submit a bunch, whatever you're qualified for, even partially qualified for. You also need to understand these are creative people. It's a creative industry. Somebody that says, this is the specific role that we're looking for this ad. The person, let's say they're like, we're looking for a white guy, right? We're looking for a white guy with straight hair. That is very much not me. I'm not white skin. I don't have straight hair. If it's something a little bit closer, or even that, if I want to submit for it, I can. There's nothing wrong with submitting for stuff that you completely aren't a fit for. But what could happen is you submit to something, you're getting your reps up, which is good. You're building your confidence in just the process of doing auditions and submitting auditions. B, these creative people might see something in you that they didn't even envision before. They didn't realize that they needed someone like you for the role that they were envisioning for somebody else. So that's an option too. You have to understand the whole world of this, right? So always be submitting. That's number 4. So we have pictures in portfolio. You got to be taking pictures all the time, adding to your portfolio, and posing, practicing your poses. Number 2 is the optional agency applications. You don't have to submit to agencies. You don't have to submit to agencies at that point. We'll get to this later. Number 3, access and visibility. This is setting up your casting network. You now have a bunch of images you've taken from a lot of different settings and styles that you can put together a nice diverse portfolio. And you can use one of these images for your headshot to act as your headshot for the meantime. You don't have a professionally shot headshot yet, but you have something that you could put in there because so far we are all in for $0 until you get to the casting profile. There is a free level on most casting networks, most casting sites. There's a free option which basically gives you like one headshot and I think maybe one additional photo. You still get to fill out all your stats and all that good stuff, but whatever. You could just use something that you've shot from all the practice you've been getting because you have been practicing, right? And then submitting, you're submitting a bunch as much as you can for all the different roles that you are even remotely close to fitting. Number 5, this is where we get into the professional headshot. By now, you should have been shooting a lot. You should have been trying all these different things. And maybe you did already submit to an agency and maybe you didn't get signed. Maybe they said, not right now, try back in 6 months, right? The reason for that, if I'm an agent and I have a really strong book of talent, bringing on somebody new that doesn't have a portfolio of a lot of different images that they've shot with the intention of it being a modeling image, not just like, oh, it was a candid that somebody snapped at a birthday party that I looked kind of cute in. Like, no, this person intentionally went out for a photo shoot to try to recreate something that they saw or were inspired by, whatever. If I have a strong book of talent, I want somebody that's showing me that they're just doing this because they love to do it and they're going to keep on doing it because they love to do it. Not somebody that's just like, oh man, it'd be so cool to be a model. Here's one picture of me, sign me. I want to tell people I'm signed to an agency. So a no isn't always a no. It might be a no, not right now. And then you keep going, you keep getting your reps in, and then you come back with a package and you have a professional headshot with this package. Now, this agency, the same one that you might have really wanted to get that 6 months ago turned you down, this same agency might be like, oh my goodness, I'm so glad you're here. This is amazing. Your headshot looks stunning. Your portfolio looks great. We need to tweak some things, but don't worry about it. You just send us all the images and we'll do it for you. We're going to get you on the site. We're going to get you out there in front of clients and we're going to start sending you work. Boom. A headshot is the way that I think of a professional headshot. It's not something you need immediately because just a good image that you shot in your reps going out and doing test shoots can work for a while. But a good headshot, like a professional headshot, this is going to be the difference of that person that's looking for the next model to book, scrolling through pages and pages of faces, right? It's going to be the difference of you being like, whoever you are, semi-attractive, very unique looking, whatever it may be. It might be the difference of them going, oh, yeah, okay, whatever. But a stunning headshot might stop them in their tracks while they're scrolling to where they go, whoa, 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 scroll back up. Who's this? Okay. And now in that sea of mundane, you've stood out because you had a stunning headshot. This is the time because you've gotten a bunch of reps in, you've built the confidence in your ability to pose and be on set and try different things out because you've tried different modeling types, different modeling styles. So now you have all this confidence built up. You have a portfolio, you have options for the agency to pick from and say, hey, we want to craft your portfolio in such a way that we use these types of images and it, boom, we put you up there on the site and it presents you in a way that works with our agency and kind of who and how we represent our talent. and now you have a killer headshot with it. So this, you might pay somebody 150, $200 just for, I don't know, 3 shots, 3 images that maybe one of them they touch up and edit to where, it makes everything just really, really crisp and just pop in a sea of people. You want that good headshot. It's going to be marketing you while you're out with friends, while you're hanging out with family, while you're doing other work, while you're filming content for your community, whatever it may be. A good headshot is going to market you. It's going to get you working while you sleep, because a casting creative is going to be up scrolling and scrolling while you're sleeping, while you're out on vacation. And you can get that email that says, hey, can you work next week? And you might be out in Hawaii and be like, my Hawaii trip just got even better because I just got booked for something. Boom. That's why a headshot's important. Again, it's number 5 because you don't need it right up front. If you have other images, I did this in the first, I didn't get a paid professional headshot for, I think I was probably 5.5 years 6 years maybe into my career before I paid somebody, paid a professional to get me a professional headshot. I was just using a shot that was from one of my other shoots that I'd been booked on. And I was like, that'll be good enough for a headshot. And it was good enough. But when I wanted to really level up, when I wanted to break through the ceiling that I was stuck at, I needed to get a paid headshot, a professional headshot. Now we're on to the last one, number 6. Number 6, this is where you've been taking photos, you've been building your portfolio, you've done your agency applications. Maybe you signed with an agent, maybe you haven't. Doesn't matter for number 6. It's still going to be the same thing. You have your casting profiles set up. And if you're with an agency, they actually take over. They don't take over, but they take over access. They have access to your profile on the casting networks, and they get all the emails and responses. So you don't even have to hassle with all the researching and digging through and all that stuff, which you still can do if you want to, but the agency handles all that stuff for you. So you could do your agency application, your casting networks set up. If you have social media and you've been curating a bit of social media, sharing more of your photos and different styles of shoots and things that you're doing so people see the visibility, they can actually see you exist in the world. You've been submitting for audition after audition for this spot after this spot, and you've got your professional headshot. What is number 6? What's the 6th step for the road to start modeling and keep modeling? Number 6, this is to refine all of your marketing material. This is refining your headshot. If you have a few different headshots, make sure you've got the one. Ideally, this is a time when you work with an expert, right? So you've done all the stuff before this. This is the moment where if you're with an agency, you want to get with your agency, set up a meeting, say, hey, I want to get with somebody to go over my portfolio and just curate things and craft things. And I want a better understanding of what I should be looking out for, what I should be doing. One of the key things that I would do with my agents is I would say, hey, I'm getting ready to set up a few test shoots. What holes do you see in my portfolio that I should set up a test shoot for? So if it was sports and lifestyle, or sports and fitness at the time, that was the earlier part of my career. Maybe I had some things in there that were, basketball. I had, track and field, all things that I had done. And let's say, I don't know, call it football was in there as well. But what I didn't have, which was like my main sport at that time, was kickboxing. I didn't have any images in there of me kickboxing. I didn't have any images in there of me golfing. And golf was like the thing, like went professional in long drive and, world championship, all this stuff. But I didn't have any of that in my portfolio because I was on social media, because they saw me doing these things, and I would share my golf stuff on social media, but I didn't have any images of it in my portfolio. The agent could say, oh, dude, man, listen, we need some golf stuff. We want to market you to golf brands. You you have this skill set that is like supersedes so many people. You'll see on the casting networks for every skill set, every type of everything, you rank it from like a 0 to 5, which is like 5 is I'm literally professional. I'm expert at this thing. 0 is I've never done it before. Excuse me. So they're like, we have this thing that we can market you like crazy, but we don't have any images of you doing the thing that we could market. So by me asking this question, boom, light bulb. I never thought of like, let me piece these two together. And now they're like, set up a golf shoot. So boom, I do that, fill that, and then we'll start getting booked by this golf brand, that golf brand, and so on, which I love. They're like some of my favorite shoots. So You refine your marketing material, your headshots, your portfolio. One good thing you can ask your agent or ask an expert as you're doing this, you want guidance on what am I missing here? What holes in my portfolio am I completely missing? Because you might have something in your lifestyle. You might have something that's fantastic about your hands or a body part or hair or something like this that you haven't been showing, you haven't been capturing. And so an expert can help you kind of break that down and say, hey, listen, you have some really attractive feet, and we don't have any feet shots of you. We want to start pushing your feet out there in the world. We need shots of your feet. Go have a foot photo shoot. And you're like, that is the weirdest thing anybody's ever told me. I'm on it. I'm doing it this week. Boom. And now you start getting booked for shoots where they're just shooting your feet, which is great. So that's it. Those are the 6 steps where you can start modeling and keep modeling. And we're going to review this. I told you there was a little bit of a reframe that you can have in your mindset that will hopefully help you better understand how you should approach this as a whole. If somebody were to ask me, and people have asked me this, how long does it take to become a professional paid model? How long does it take? Before I answer this question, I want you to think like, how long does it take? I don't know. Maybe you have your own experience. Maybe you have an average. Maybe you've looked it up. Who knows? My response to this is that's not the question you should be asking. The question isn't how long does it take to become a professional paid model any more than it's how long does it take to become a professional paid athlete or how long does it take to become a professional paid anything. It's not how long it takes. A better question, in my opinion, is how many reps does it take? For example, let's say it takes 100 photo shoots for somebody to become a good paid professional model. It takes 100 shoots. And now these are paid or unpaid. It's just the repetitions of posing and going through, getting your outfit and knowing the camera and all these things. It takes 100. Let's assume it takes 100 to become a good professional paid model. The average model is shooting less than 3 times a month. So they're shooting every other week, 1 time. So 2 times a month. It's going to take that person over 4 years to become a professional paid model. Now, we've talked about this before. If the average career of a model is 1.5 years, what do you think is going wrong? Why are those people, when the average is 1.5 years, all those people that leave even sooner than that, or even leave at year 3 or 3.5, what's wrong with this? What's wrong with it is they're shooting 2 times a month. Oh, I'm going to go out and have a photo shoot. It's going to be so fun, whether it's a friend or I set it up myself, my camera, my tripod. I'm just going to go create this little shoot, try to recreate this shot, whatever it may be. It's going to take you over 4 years and you're probably going to give up because you get into that valley of despair where you're like, I don't even know if I'm doing this right. Am I on the right path? What's going on? Now that's model number 1. Model number 2 over here, they know it takes 100 reps, 100 photo shoots to become a professional paid model. So they go, okay, well, I'm going to do 1 photo shoot every day. I'm going to shoot every day, and it is going to take me less than 4 months to become a professional, a good caliber professional paid model because I'll get my 100 reps in 100 days. And you can rock this thing in 3.5, 4 months time. You go boom, just like that. While that other person is still taking 4 years and they're probably going to quit. They're probably going to retire. They're probably going to give up before then because it's just not, they're not really booking. They're not booking shoots here. They're not booking shoots there. So it's not how long does it take? It's how many reps does it take? Now, I use that number. I just threw it out there for the simple, easy math of 100. I don't know how long it takes. I don't know what it is, but what I do know is that most people they only shoot 2 times a month. And early on, especially when you're starting out, I don't know what your schedule is like. If you have a full-time job and you're trying to kind of like pick this up a little bit as like a side hustle, that's how I got into it, as I started doing that. Shoot a couple times on a weekend. You can do 3 different scenes in one day. That's 3 different shoots in one day. You can stack those all on a Saturday and then still have Sunday for a break. Or if you're like, I'm going all in on this thing, try to get a bunch of shoots in, stack them as much as you can, one after another after another. Reach out to friends who have a camera that like to take photos. Reach out to people if you know a photographer, whatever it is. Get your reps in. Now, I hope this wasn't too much for you. to take in and be like, man, this roadmap, it seems simple, but it's so crazy. If it seems crazy, just do the one thing, take photos, go start taking photos. That's it. Keep it simple. And then stay in the community, stay in the school community. We will help you out. We will guide you. A lot of us have been there. A lot of us have been right where you are. And if you're completely brand new, you're lost, just stick around, just stick with this. We're covering everything that you need to get started and to keep going in modeling. That's it for this one. I will see you on set.